And that microphone is on. Welcome everyone. Glad to have you on board. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and this is a VolcanoX live stream. Welcome everyone. Glad that you're all here. Well, most of you are here. Some of you are lurking. Some of you are cooking and prepping and doing things for the U.S. Thanksgiving for tomorrow. All cool, but hey, no worries. You go do what you need to do and get ready for that Thanksgiving for tomorrow. And let's get started here. So welcome to all of you, all the members, all the non-members, all the good people, all the bad people, and all you others. Sophie is knitting. What are you knitting, Sophie? Oh, let me guess. Yarn. Okay. Never mind. I'll be okay. It's okay. I just had, one of those days. It was okay for the most part, but a baby outfit, well, that ain't gonna fit me. Sorry. Grand Zed, what do you have in there? Slainty. Is that like a tea or something? Or a little bit of hooch poured in there? Tomorrow also I got to teach Thistle not to chew on the cat. Give the dog stuffed toys and then give it a cat and say the difference is it's a stuffed toy. Oh boy, that's going to be tough, Piggy. Anyway, let's get at things here. And first off, going to say a big welcome to our moderators, of course. We've got Arizona Snowman hiding in the background. Piggy is in the channel, of course. Welcome. And I'm sure CND Boy, as well as Joseph Fields, I hope he shows up. It's his birthday today, and of course we got Lucas Snow as well, and sometimes also Gary 24/7 Live AZ Skies. Those are our wonderful moderators, and we do have a few others that pop in on occasion, so welcome to all of them and all of you. And we'll get going here. I don't know if Lizoid is close by, but if he doesn't grab the cookies, you guys do it. Lizoid was first. Throws hugs to Arizona and Twinkies. Oh boy, we're handing out lava cookies to Lizoid first. Twinkies. Do we have any Twinkies in here? I'm looking. I don't think I got Twinkies in here. I have this though. Did that guy come in yet? Oh, never mind. Let's turn that off. We don't want him to see that. He'll be here shortly, I think. Anyway, no worries. No Twinkies over here. So, yep, it's going to be one of those days. Anyway, let's get at things. Really not anything really super new. As you see, Pavlov, outpouring of lava flow. And that is something that has happened. So Pavlov is doing a little bit there. And we could probably have a quick peek at that. Let's go take a look and just see what we've got for a shot of that. It's actually a satellite shot. And we're looking down from way up top. And there's Pavlov. You can see it down there, down on Earth. So that's pretty cool. And of course they talk about Ibico doing its thing, continuing on with its wonderful work. But let's say hi to everyone in the channel here or in the stream. Hey, Twinkies. That's awesome, Piggy. Anyway, welcome to John Raper and Henry Nelson and Hermione Schaefer and Fluffy and Kevin Haynes. Henry Nelson, did I say you already? I did. Sophie is here knitting, and Piggy is now called Twinkies. Kevin Williams is here. Welcome. Grenzed also made it in. And Kevin Haynes, I think we got. Philomena, welcome. Good to have you on board. And I see, who else? Pistol Pete, neighbor. How you doing? And let's see. Grandma B is here. Welcome. Alba Girl also in the house. And going up looking for more wonderful names. Kevin Haynes, I don't know if I mentioned you. I think maybe I did. We got Kevin. We got two Kevins in here. So Kevin Williams and Kevin Haynes. That's the confusion. And we just need one more for a keg. Then we'll have a keg of Kevins. But we do have King Colin Deadman in here as well. And let's see. Who else we got? Going up. Thor is back. Welcome, Thor. Good to have you on board. And still scrolling up looking for other wonderful names. I know there weren't that many people in here today yet, so that's all right. And let's see, we got Philomena, we got Henry, we got John, Tom Dice, and No Pepper. Tom Dice is here, who feasted upon venison sloppy joes, and said we're welcome to come and get some. What a nice guy, eh? And that's always good. Going up a little bit more, and thanks for that offer, Tom. I do appreciate it. We got John Raper already. We got going up a little bit more, looking for other names. And Sophie's talking about Black Friday on Friday. Yep. And then other people are saying they don't like to participate in that. What's the matter? Get your boxing gloves on and go for it. Get out there and do your shopping. And Sue Hayes also here saying we had our Thanksgiving in Canada back in October. Yep. That's just before the snow flies. We do that. And that's all right. Anyway, going up a little bit more. Christopher is back. Welcome. Glad to have you on board. And who else we got? Going, looking for more names. Linda Schoof, Piggy too late, your street cred is ruined. Uh-oh. Piggy has ruined her street cred again? Wow. That's too bad, but welcome, Linda. And who else we got? Still scrolling up. Ray Jensen, welcome. Glad to have you on board. And still scrolling, looking for more names so we can get everybody shouted out here and at least say hi to you. We got who else? No, I'm up all the way to the top. I don't see anyone else. And there we go, Klaus H. Guten Abend. And greetings from crazy Germany. Is it crazy there? I didn't think it was that bad. But welcome, Klaus. Sandra Rockland also in here. Thanksgiving Eve in the States. Yeah, a whole lot of cooking going on. I bet there is. And that's awesome. Frank McLeod also here. Welcome. And just double checking to see. I did see our wonderful. All right. Target is acquired. Target acquired. You may put your pin in. What? Too late. I seen it. Uh-oh. Darn it. It's unfortunate, but go for it, you guys. Get your pins out, and that's all right. He won't mind much. Anyway, let's quit with the fun. Let's go see what we can find out in wonderful places around the world and see which volcanoes are popping more than others and which ones are worse than others. Norse, hands pins out. There you go, Piggy. Pick on a donkey day. That's about it. That is awesome. And yep, just remember, you guys, you have to pay him 50 cents to be able to poke him once. So every time you poke him, he makes 50 cents. That is in U.S. currency. So hopefully you understand that. It does cost money to poke him, and he gets all the contributions, of course. Anyway, let's go check and see what we got and where we got it. That ain't gonna work. That's canned lava. How about this? There we go. That is looking at Iceland live, and of course we are looking at the city of Reykjavik, and kind of hazy looking there today. And we see the beam flashing by, that blue beam. That is pretty awesome. Of course, that is from the Perlin Center, and that is what we were seeing there today. Or, well, right now, that is live. And then, of course, we go back about 10 or 11 hours ago, and that is what it was like then. So, didn't look too bad, but of course, they got very short days there now. You know, and it's going to get even shorter for the next month. Every day gets a few minutes less of daylight for them, and pretty soon it'll almost be dark to the point where they only get about 2 hours or 3 hours of real daylight, and things are twilight for the most part. So pretty weird there, but hey, it is what it is. It's fairly far north. Anyway, there is the other shot. We'll also back that one up a little bit, and that one actually almost looked like it was snowing, but it wasn't. It's just hazy, and we can see off in the distance on the hills there's still no extra snow. Pins, the donkey, oh, there you go, Piggy. And that is awesome. Thank you for that wonderful super chat, Piggy. That is very kind of you. And we appreciate that £2 super chat. And Pins the donkey. And yeah, you're supposed to give that to him, but that's okay. Did you pin him 4 times or something? 50 cents a shot. So he's going to be sore. That's all right. Anyway, that's what we're seeing there in, of course, Reykjavik. And let's go over and take a look at the potential of what we were hoping to be able to see. And we can't see anything over there. But this is over where Katla is as soon as it comes on. And there we go. Not very good looking weather as far as I'm concerned. Let's go back a little bit more. We went back too far. What they do to us. There we go. All right, that's the area I wanted to see. And you may notice that the snow is no longer confined to up in the hills or the ice area. It has traveled downward a little bit. So they did get a bunch of snow there at Katla, but we have no idea if there was any type of eruption going on. The stuff really, those quakes, they've subsided, and we haven't seen that much going on there anymore. So don't know what the heck is going on at Katla. We certainly can't see it, and that is an unfortunate part. Anyway, lots of new fresh snow in the area, and I'm assuming that they're going to get some snow here as well. And this is going to be the way everything is there for the next few months. And of course, things got a little darker there really quickly, and about that's what, 7 hours ago, that's what it was looking like. And if we go back to live, of course you can't see a darn thing. Some lights, and that's it. So let's pop over to our harmonic tremor charts, and we're going to have a look at those that are not performing Frager del Fiol, they kicked it again, and it put a signal out, but it's a day and a half behind. And not sure what we're going to do with that. Hey, DJ Puff the Third is here. Welcome. And let's see. Yeah. Let me just scroll up here. I'm just trying to get things together, and we'll see what Astra is doing. Hopefully that will be working. And there's Astra. Yeah, we do see an uptick, and it dropped again. Kevin Haynes, 50 cents to a pin plus a bonus. Wow, Kevin Haynes, thank you very kindly for that. Kevin Haynes. And that is awesome. And that's a $2 super chat. So that's like 4 pins. Wow, 50 cents for the pin plus the bonus. That's Trevor, you're going to have to run real fast. Anyway, that works. Cool, thanks, Kevin. Awesome. Anyway, we do see a couple spikes in here, but nothing as big as yesterday's. So likely a lot less happening in the area. We do see this one, though. We'll see what we've got for quakes. Scrolling down real quick, we'll take a look at Grimsey, and then, of course, Grindavik and Herdebreed as well. Whoop, I already passed Grimsey, and there we go. Grimsey is there. We are seeing an uptick. It's an uptick. It's going up, and I don't know. It's not really going to matter too much to us. It's not going up far enough. If I seen the blue all the way up here, I'd say, yeah, we got something happening. But right now, that looks like just a little bit more tectonic movement. I have a dental work surgery, so very sore. Well, all right. Hopefully you'll feel better, and don't chew on so many carrots then for right now, and hopefully it'll be a little bit better. Speak up, Trevor T. He is talking. Pick on Donkey Day. We should have maybe picked on Donkey Day a different day if you've got dental surgery. Let's try not to make you laugh or anything, otherwise it'll hurt too much. Anyway, moving on, taking a look at the Grindavik chart real quick. There is what we were seeing there, up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. So that sums it up. And yep, a couple little tiny quakes in there, but nothing serious or nothing major. Let's go over, I want to go Herdebreed. Let's take a look at that one as well. And that is this one. We do see it went up as well, and it declined. We do have a couple extra quakes over there, and that may be what we're seeing right there, but I don't think we're going to see anything pop out of there either. So let me park this somewhere where I can make heads or tails out of it. We'll leave it on Grindavik for right now. And let's go over and have a look at our earthquakes. And there weren't that many. And I was a little bit surprised. I figured we'd have a whole bunch more earthquakes, but we only have, in the last 24 hours, 35 earthquakes. So that is a lot less than what we were expecting. And of course, I was hoping for some type of an eruption, and that didn't happen. And it's unfortunate, but hey. Now, one of the things that kind of set me off was, you know, with all these larger quakes we had here at CatLab, the thing that we were missing was the small lower quakes, lower level quakes. And for those good folks who are here, I got 3 bunnies down there right now. The one bunny doesn't know where to go. He sees one in and one out, and now they're scaring each other. So we got 3 rabbits and that is cool. It's been a while since I've seen three bunnies all at the same time, which is pretty awesome. Anyway, we'll worry about that in a little bit. And Canalaska's country, welcome. Good to have you on board. And anyway, let's get through these quakes here real quick and have a look. So nothing out here, what we were seeing yesterday, it's completely gone. Nothing right next to Grimsey, and that is this island, of course. So it's all quiet there, and let's take a look at this one. 1.53, 6.6 clicks down, 8:25 a.m. from this morning. Then we've got two over here, 1.09, 10.3 kilometers down, 49 minutes after midnight. And this one is a 0.71, 11.2 kilometers down, and 53 minutes after midnight for him. And that takes care of the far north. Let's pop in here. We see this 0.5 from 2204, and that is a 5.3 kilometers down. Looking right around Hertebreed, we don't see anything around Astja at all, and very quiet. There's Astja, and this is Hertebreed right here. We do see a few little quakes, but nothing major. 8:51 a.m. a magnitude 1.1, 2.8 kilometers down. From 1809 we had a 0.7, 3.6 kilometers down. 2159 we had a 0.5, 4.7 kilometers down. This is a little fresher. 2355 a 0.6, 5.6 kilometers down. Then we've got a 0.3, 5.2 kilometers down from 1616. This 1.1 came in at 2012 from 4.5 kilometers down. And let's split these three up here. We got a 0.91, 7.8 kilometers down, 22 minutes after midnight. This one here, 1.3 in magnitude, 4.9 kilometers down from 2101. And this bigger one, 2.28, 1.4 kilometers down, 1 minute after midnight. And that may have been associated with the other ones that we've seen popping down here at Katla before. We do have a little bit of a stack right there, which I don't know what's going to happen. I know that's on a little volcano, but there's Bardabunga, and there's Grimsvatn on the map, and we're down on the southeast coast. And we do have a few volcanoes in there, and I don't know if any of them are active or anything like that. I haven't seen or heard anything about it, but it is an interesting area, and we'll see if maybe that one's going to pop. Who knows? 9:33 a.m. we had a magnitude 1.17, and that was 799 meters down. This one at 10:04 is a 3.15, and that was basically up at the surface 1.1 or 152 meters down. Never mind the points. Anyway, 1439, 2.58, and 652 meters down for that guy. This 1.32, and that was from 1010. That's 1.8 kilometers down, and then we've got two more down on the bottom here of 1.14 and 3.1 kilometers down. 10:37 was the time on that one. The other one is a very small 0.7, 2.6 clicks down. 10:10 is the time for him. So that kind of takes care of that area. So we've covered the most of the map already, and now we're getting into Katla area, and that seems to have really died down as far as activity. We'll start out with this 0.71, 4.1 kilometers down, 6:08 is the time on that from this morning. 2.59, again, 144 meters down, not very deep. 9:22 was the time on it. Then we have this guy here, 2.48, 135 meters down, 1:54 a.m. And the other one, 1.82, 135 meters down, 2:02 this morning. And these are all kind of, well, those three from this early in the morning, and we really haven't seen any other activity there. So I kind of have to wonder on what is happening there, right? Was it just a burp of some sort, or did we have just a tectonic movement, or something slipped? And I don't know. It could be a whole bunch of things, right? We never know. Anyway, this one here from 1501, 2.04, 5.6 kilometers down. Then we've got 1523 had a magnitude 1, 2.5 clicks down. And of course, that is right on the peninsula there, where things always seem to happen. And I don't know why, but that is very common to see them out there. Anyway, let's take a look a little bit more at our Reykjanes Peninsula. Of course, the capital city of Reykjavik right there. And if we zoom in, you can see Keflavik Airport, Keflavik, Reykjanesbær, Yardvik. And if we slide down the highway here, you can see the Blue Lagoon area and the power plant, and there's a hotel sitting there. And if we continue down the highway, we get to Grindavik, and that is all cool. So let's have a peek over at our little quakes here. This one is a 0.91, 2.1 kilometers down from 719. And then we've got a 0.66 down here, 11.1 kilometers down, 2:38 a.m. We've got from 11:59, 0.58, 4 kilometers down. And let's grab some of these here. 1.18, 5.3 kilometers down, 6:23 was the time on that. And 12:24 we had a magnitude 1.67, 4.8 kilometers down. And this getting a lot closer to Kristavik, and this is a 1.07, 3.9 kilometers down, 3:59 a.m. And from 3:19 a.m. we had a 0.85, 5.8 kilometers down. And then that is over there, getting over into our area that we love so much. And of course, this is where Ragnar lives. Ragnar, and the Siggy Fisher is here. We do see just the two quakes here, and we'll have a quick peek. 59 minutes after midnight, 0.23, and that is 299 meters down, and that is interesting. Then we have 6:37 a.m., a 0.56, 210 meters down. And that is interesting as well. So very shallow, and this is where Siggy Fisher is. These are just on the other side of those big hills. So those cameras would have been panning around and looking in that direction, and we never ever did see anything pop up. Lear is way out here, and usually we were seeing the more shallow stuff right about here, but this is awful close. So maybe there is something happening there, but you never know. And that is it for earthquakes for our wonderful Iceland, since they've cut it down to 33. We started, that was 35. They took 2 away, and that happens. What's a good idea? I'm cheating with my turkey. Bought already cooked one on. Okay, only have to make it sides. Oh, okay, cool. A pre-cooked turkey, huh? But I like the smell of turkey Turkey smells good when you're cooking it. 5-minute warning, thanks Piggy. Fingers crossed for an eruption. Yeah, I'm hoping too for an eruption soon. I just don't know if we're going to see one anytime real soon. I thought we would have maybe seen something come out of Katla, but as I was watching last night, I'm going, okay, where are the little quakes, the little tremors that we get showing lava movement? And there were none. So I'm kind of thinking this thing is either something is just collapsing, or we've got something shifted there and caused all this. But you would see, in addition to all those other ones that we had, you would see a bunch of small tremors, and that is something that is just not there, which is unfortunate. Anyway, we'll leave Iceland. Let's go over to Sicily and see what is happening over at our other wonderful favorite volcano, and that is Mount Etna. Isn't that a beauty? Never mind. I know. Bad humor. Bad humor. Let's go over there and see how cloudy it is. And it is cloudy indeed. So I don't think we can get back far enough to see a non-cloudy time. But that is just about 12 hours ago. That's 13:40 or 1:40 p.m. You see how much cloud they had today. And of course, with yesterday, when we looked at the weather, we know there was a bunch of stuff coming through there. So it was difficult to see anything. Anyway, I do have the time-lapse from this morning for there. So I will get that rolling. And it started out kind of cloudy too, and it continued to be cloudy. But you have a look, and there it is. Interesting clouds, very fast traffic on the road. Those Sicilian drivers, warp speed and beyond. It's pretty amazing they can drive that fast. Anyway, of course, we are watching this 128 times faster than it normally goes. So that is what we've got. But that's kind of all we can come up with, unfortunately, for Mount Etna. Interesting cloud formations and stuff, the way everything is rolling off of that thing. Looks nice and all, but it's just not doing anything for us. We need lava. I mean, we need lava. Hubble bubble, toil and trouble. Yep. Yeah. It is trouble when we don't have what we want, and we want more lava. We want like spouting lava coming out of somewhere. It has to happen. Anyway, this is just about over here, so we'll just watch this to the end, and then we will get ready to go take a break. So for those good people who have not yet hit that like button, as Piggy said, please bump the thumbs up and subscribe. Yeah, if you're sitting on the outside and you haven't subscribed, please do give it a quick shot if you feel we've earned it. And also, of course, if you haven't hit that like button, give it a bop. You know, these clouds, when they pop out of there, those darker looking ones, it looks really fascinating to see that. Anyway, we'll leave that be and turn that back off, and we'll set this back to live, and we'll put you back on the canned lava, and that'll should keep you happy for right now. And let's see if we turn that off. That should be better. All right, I'm going to take a break, you guys. I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I'm going to be back in about 5 minutes. I'm going to turn some music on for you. Keep smiling, be good, be kind, and all good. That's too slow. Yeah, I got a couple more songs in there I was trying out, but I don't know, some of them are not really appealing to me. Hopefully you guys Heard some of them earlier there and enjoyed them. Anyway, I'll be back in a little bit. Don't go away. Thanks. And welcome back, everyone. Glad to have you on board, and glad to be here. And thank you all for being here. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and of course, this is a VolcanoX, a live stream, second go here, and we'll see. Sue Hayes says welcome back, as well as Kevin Haynes and John Raper. Allergic to men. Philomena. That's pretty funny. And Sophie says, hey, Doc. And thanks, Kananaskis Country. Yeah, the allergy problem, the reason I was kind of chuckling at that, thanks, Colin. The reason I was chuckling at that, Piggy, of course, was you remember what you sent me for bacon seeds today, right? You remember what that one said? So anyway, we're going to point that out when we get to the bacon seeds, and it is hilarious. Anyway, let's go around the world and no dang. Oh, you forgot? That's all good. Let's see what else we've got cooking, and of course I think we want to go over to the Azores and have a look at a little bad weather. Thanks, Ray, for the welcome back, and thank you, Philomena, as well. I'm looking for my Azores button. There we go. I hit the Azores button, and let's see what we can find there. I don't think there's that much going on. No eruptions and very bad weather. And of course, you can see how fuzzy it looks. We can't see the lights of Pico Island at all, and likely storming in the area. It didn't look like good weather earlier today either. Anyway, that is the lights of the harbor down below, and of course the town site. It is all blurry because of the storm that's there. Anyway, that's what it looks like during the day when they have blue sky. You can see Pico Island across the strait there, 18 kilometers away. Okay, you got it. Excellent, Piggy. I bet you had to look. It's all too much fun. Anyway, you can see the harbor down below on the town site, so all good. We'll leave that one off. We'll go to the next shot, and of course that is our little cove we always look at to see how much white water we've got coming in. And you can see a fair amount of white water there right now in this particular shot, and more waves breaking over along the edges, and there you can see them. What that normally looks like during the day is something calm and peaceful like this, and that is all good. So good there. And anyway, let's take a look at our earthquakes in the area. And of course, first we're going to look at just the quakes on St. George, and not a heck of a lot today. We don't have any actually on St. George. Last one was from yesterday, and that was only a 1.5 from 2215. So let's try the other map, and the other map may indicate a few more. I got to refresh that though. So let's see what we can come up with. And we do see a couple of other quakes there, which is interesting. Anyway, let's zoom in a little bit. Of course, St. George right there, Pico Island, Fayette Island, Tercel right there. And here's our first quake, very close to the East Azores Ridge. Came in 14 hours ago, 2.9, so sizable quake. And then we also see 3 hours ago a 2.0 down here, and that is also a reasonable size, but again, nothing that is really going to make us get worried or get scared of anything. If we zoom out a little bit more, take a look for others, we don't see anything else in the area. This map doesn't seem to show anything over here today. We'll check when we get to the Canary Islands map and see what it shows. and it doesn't show the other ones from there and down here either. So that is all good. I never noticed how shallow this actually is over here. That is pretty interesting. You could almost have an underwater base on one of these. That is pretty cool. Or we can make a new island if we put in really deep piles. Never mind, that'd be expensive. Anyway, that is all good, and let's zoom back out here, and there's your Azores. So really nothing major happening. The 2.0 was pretty much a surface quake. The 2.9 was 5 kilometers down, and that is it for today. And hey, we got to get me one of these. That looks pretty awesome. And what's it say? I had my patients tested. I'm negative. That's pretty punny too. I like it. Anyway, okay, bad commercials. Let's put it back to where it belongs. And we'll carry on with other volcanoes that we can't see today, which is one of those frustrating points. And there we are. Let's see, go over there. Yeah, it's going. And we have it on Popocatépetl. Let's see if we can improve that just a tad bit. Not by much, but it will improve if it comes back. And there it does. Okay, so that is what Popocatépetl is looking like right now. Seems to have a ring cloud around it and a tiny plume coming out of it. And that is not doing a heck of a lot. Sitting there very, very quietly. And when we go back in time a little bit, 40 minutes or 42 minutes ago, it was still daylight and color. Kind of the same shot there, and further back in the day, that's kind of the gray areas that we were looking at. And then, of course, prior to that, it was just in that mess of clouds till we get further back in the day. And here about 10 hours ago, this is what we were seeing, 8:41 a.m. We do see a plume popping up. No snow on here, which is really good, and at least that's a good sign. And not seeing too much else coming from it there. Let's back that up to the golden hour, if you will. And there was one of the other earlier plumes from 6 to about 6:20 is when it was pluming very, very slowly, but you can see it, and that was kind of the golden time for that volcano. If we go even further back, we get back into the nighttime scenes, since it allows us to go back about 15 hours on here. And this is kind of what we've got. A beautiful starry scene with very little cloud popping out of there. So that was from 4:13 a.m. It really not doing a heck of a lot today at Popocatépetl, and this is back to live. Looking at the other shot, they are kind of looking gray as well. And if we go back to earlier in the day, you can kind of see some of what went on that camera as well. And really nothing too exciting. This is a nice nighttime shot. Yep, looking pretty good for a nighttime picture. And I like it, but it'd be better if there was lava coming out of here. It really would be. Let's go over to Popocatépetl, which is also in the bad place, and we'll take a look at that. Oh, wonderful! It's buffering. I hope it's not going to die on us again. No, it looks like it's live now. All right, is the clock moving? No, clock is not moving. Okay, they've been having some. Oh, that's still stuck on 1325. They've been having some problems there today. Let's see if we can see if they've got a new stream running. They may have. And no, that is still stuck. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see anything from Popocatépetl there. Let's see if we have something in our archives that we may be able to. I'm sorry, Fuego is what I meant to say. Let's see if we have anything from Fuego in the archives here that we can look at for today. And where is it? October, November. Yeah, let's try this. This may work for us instead. And of course, there you go. So this was made earlier this morning. And of course, that is a Fuego in our wonderful Guatemala, Central America. Hey, Yvonne, welcome. Yvonne Kunkel is here. Welcome, and glad to have you on board. Hope you had a good day at work, or are you still at work, Yvonne? And this is from Fuego in Central America. And, you know, time-lapse from about 4:13 onward. And I figured I'd throw this in since, and it was tough making this because it kept stalling, and I had to edit out the stalls to keep everything going and flowing. Yep, Volcano Sparks is right, and you can see how the daylight started to pop up there, and some of those were still pretty nice shots, though, that were coming out. So Fuego is continuing to do what it does, and really awesome to see that. But unfortunately, it didn't really give us really big burps and blowouts when the sun was up. Unfortunately, would have been nicer to have a few of those really, really huge ones with lava flowing out of there. I would have been a lot happier to see that. Anyway, there were a few, and they were dirty. Still at work, no signs of eruption on Katla or Philadelphia. Yvonne, I thank you kindly for the information, but that's depressing. I was hoping you're going to say, hey, we got magma intrusions happening at our wonderful volcano. But I guess not. It is what it is. Anyway, that was the time-lapse. Hope you guys do like those. And it is still buffering. So that camera is down, unfortunately. Yeah, funny how volcanoes perform. Actually, it's because we can see them better. Anyway, they do perform day and light. Nope. Okay, no worries, Yvonne. Anyway, yeah, that one was of Momotombo. We're not seeing a darn thing. And, of course, this one is the caldera shot from Messiah volcano. And that is also in Nicaragua. We can see a little bit of that beautiful lava down deep in the dungeons there. You don't want to fall in there. That's a long way down, and you'll never get out. You'll be eaten by the lava monsters. Anyway, that is what we're seeing there. Carrying on to our next volcano. Actually, I'm going to put that one back on Popo so I know where it is. And there is Merapi. And Merapi, I don't know. It didn't make me happy. It was doing its thing. No caldera collapses, no major eruptions, no lava flow, just continuing to off-gas. Although it looked like a fairly decent clean shot today, we didn't see anything happening. Do want to point out, though, we can see where a lot of that lava has come down. And of course, we're looking at it kind of from the side here. There's also a larger opening right in here in this spot, kind of the primary drop zone, if you will. But you see all this. This is all ash, tephra, laying there all along the bottom here. So pretty cool to see that, but it really wasn't doing anything, and that is unfortunate. Let's see, who else? Somebody else? Who's Robbie Burns? Robbie Burns? Anyway, okay, I'm trying to do too many things. Need to pay attention to my volcano here. Anyway, that's just before it went into the clouds, and that is, of course, 5:50 a.m. Prior to that, it was not so good looking, and it was a while before they switched cameras, backing all the way up to what is that? About 1:09 a.m. their time. And again, if we slide back, we really didn't see a heck of a lot happening there. And again, they're buffering as well for a little while. So I'm not going to worry about that, but that's kind of what we've seen at Merapi. Popping over to New Zealand. They are having a very gray and cloudy day as well. And even if we go back, we don't see a heck of a lot. A little bit more broken clouds, but still no visibility of the volcano in the background. And of course, that should be Ruapehu, and no way we're going to see it today. This is the cloudiness. Definitely some rain happening there, and that was kind of something we've seen on the weather map. So I'm not going to worry about it. We'll leave it be and send it back here. Carry on too much, and too much weather in New Zealand recently. Yep, looks like it, Grand Zed. You are definitely right. Okay, why is that guy still sitting there buffering? Oh, that's Semeru. Semeru is buffering now too. Why not? Let's just add some clouds, and we'll see what happens. Oh, that doesn't want to do a thing. Oh, no, they want to give us commercials. Okay, that's nice. What is that? All right, we'll leave you there while we're watching the commercials here. Okay, I got that fixed, so we'll go back there. And commercials fixed. Now we got bugs on the screen. Somebody get the fly swatter, okay? Anyway, yeah, it is what it is. It's one of those things, and we can't win today. If we go back a little further, we do see it for a little while. There it is, and that is Semeru. But we don't see a heck of a lot of action right at that point in time. If we go back into the darkness, this is about 4.5 hours ago. We did see some steam / smoke coming off of there, but no lava flow of any type. And there is one shot where we did have something, and that is 1:30 in the morning. Hang on. There we go. I wanted to actually back that up a little bit further. I didn't look too much into the actual time. Oh, sorry, had to sneeze, and that was bad. Let's just go ahead by 5 seconds at a time, maybe 10 seconds, just to, there it is. Yep, 1:32. So we'll let that play through here. It did pop up there a little bit, but as far as anything after that, I don't recall seeing any further real action, if you will. So that is actually quite. Thank you, Yvonne. That it's kind of neat to see, but I wish they would have had a better quality on their video to be able to see that. And they only have 720, and that looks like it's been redone. Also, lightning in the area, which really tells you more about how much of a storm they're having again, or still. So, thank you, Piggy. Anyway, that is what we're seeing, and I don't know if that really made too much progress there. It was a fairly slow little eruption, and I'm just kind of moving around a little bit and trying to find a little bit more, but I don't think it did any more than that this morning, at least not that I seen. And some of the shots, when you watch these other cameras down here, sometimes you can see it better there than you can on the bigger ones. And there is this shot. So we do see some lava out there, but that's not a heck of a lot, guys. So, you know, it is what it is. And that is from yesterday already, their time. And that was 21:40 or 9:40 p.m. That's kind of what it looked like. So not a heck of a lot going on there. Let's leave them be. Quick peek and double check to see if they turn Krakatoa back on, but I don't think they did. And nope, still nothing from Krakatoa. We'll move on, and there we go, 3-minute warning. Thank you, Piggy. And here is our wonderful Sakurajima. And the Sakurajima is being relatively quiet too. Actually, nice picture with the blue skies there. That is awesome, but we're not seeing a heck of a lot coming from it right now. This is the other shot. The ice cream boat is coming, so you are just in time for having an ice cream, and that is always good. So ice cream boat on the way, and we're happening. And while we're there, let's have a quick peek at the other one here. Going to see if the close-up cam is now fixed, or still not showing, or still only the two. Still only the two. Okay, let's go over to ASO, and there is ASO, and you see how much steam is coming out of ASO today. And of course that is what seeing the Pepsi, I have to drink something too. Oh, I need Pepsi. Okay, Yvonne, you take care and enjoy the rest of your work. See you later, and be good. Stay safe, okay? And safe travels home. Anyway, ASO showing a lot of steam yesterday. It was really quite a bit of rain happening. So today we're seeing a whole bunch of steam come out of there. And that could be a prelude to something, but we'll see what happens. I don't think we're going to see too much. Anyway, we'll put that one back onto this, or maybe that screen. There we go. Ice cream boat just about docked. So it is time to go take that break, you guys. So you can run down there, get your ice cream. I'll put you back on the canned lava in the meantime. And after we get back from the break, we'll have bacon seeds, of course. And then you'll figure out what Piggy was talking about. She's allergic to seafood. But we'll show you that little bit there in the cartoon. It's all good. And on that friendly note, if you guys have not yet hit that like button, give it a quick bop. Also, please, if you have not subscribed, you're sitting on the outside and you're enjoying the show, give it a quick bop on the good old subscribe button. Turn it from red to gray, and also hit that bell notification while you're there. Anyway, I'll be back in about 5 or 6 minutes. I'm your host, DrFox2000. Keep smiling and play nice in the lava. And the microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. Glad to have you all on board. And thank you, John and Sasha and Kevin Haynes and DJ Puff the Third. And let's see, who's here? Henry is here. Oh, somebody's saying hi to Henry Nelson. No worry. Hey, Susie is here. Welcome, Susie. And thanks, Cananaskis Country. And I expect a third, the third El Nino, a mild winter. It's a La Nina that's happening. We have La Nina right now. Not El Nino, it's La Nina. And that is the other one. That is where the flow is going in the opposite direction. And La Nina, there you go. Sasha, you got the right spelling. And that is awesome. And I was born in Perth. Perth, Australia? Were you born in Perth, Australia, Piggy? Oh, Scotland. Is there Perth in Scotland? Okay. That's I'm just trying to be a noodle, a Scotland noodle. I don't know where that place is, but all right. Pesky La Nina brings a wet, stormy weather to North New Zealand. Yuck. And yes, Gren Zed, that it does, unfortunately. I will explain that when we get to our weather stuff. It's bacon seed time. And, of course, Piggy was working hard to find some new seeds there. And this is where we left off yesterday. So here's one of the new ones. And that I might have seen before, but still looks nice. They are smiling and they are sleeping. Very peaceful piggies, so pretty awesome. And the greasy pig of Southwest Australia, no. DJ, be nice. Anyway, piggy in a basket, and a piggy with a little piggy, a stuffed toy, very, very nice, and looks good, and I like that, quiet, peaceful. Sleeping and wonderful looking little piggy in the basket. Next one is this one, and oh no, your picture is not upside down. The pig is. He's laying there and enjoying his stay upside down. That is no, he's not dead. He's having fun. I have a family in Perth, Australia. Oh, cool. That is belly up. Yep. That is a belly up pig. And they like laying like that. Having a little bit of fun once in a while. Upside down world. Yep. Didn't you ever do that as a kid? Flip upside down to see what everything looks like the other way around? Anyway. All good. Let's get on to the next one. And here's one getting a belly rub and enjoying it. And of course, that is awesome. I love seeing little piggies just relaxing and getting rubbed. So very, very cool. Mary Jane, welcome. Glad to have you on board. And let's see. Did we see anyone else pop in? I did see a couple of other names here. I got Cananaskis already, got Susie. Did I miss anyone else sneaking in? Anyway, welcome to all of you if I haven't said hi to you yet. Anyway, let's get to our next bacon seed. Here's some of the fun. Okay, this is sketch. Actually, I'm 60% leaner than you. I'm made from turkey. Get it? Turkey bacon? Oh boy. Tough crowd. Turkey bacon. Get it? Oh. Alright. I don't even hear any moans and groans out there. Anyway, that is pretty cool. Next one is this one here. And what's this one say? No, I haven't read Lord of the Flies. Why do you ask? Oh, I don't think that's a seed anymore. That is a pretty nasty looking pig. And looks like he's got one eye. Pretty, what? Me either? Bacon. There you go. And let's get to our next one. And of course, this one says, if pigs could really fly, I bet their wings would taste absolutely delicious. Well, if you catch a flying pig, you can probably try that out. And here's the one. Of course, a piggy is allergic to seafood, so this is why we were kind of chuckling earlier. And of course, that is this one. And of course, the person went to the doctor and says, doctor says, I'm sorry, but you can only eat seafood from now on. And then, of course, the guy takes the pig out there. You must learn to swim now, little piggy. Seafood, get it? Oh, boy. Tough crowd today. Tough crowd. Really, I'm telling you. Drop a rock on that. Okay, and don't drop any rocks anywhere, DJ. You're getting awful violent. And piggy, a swimmer. Yeah, seafood. That's what that is, Sasha. Seafood. Okay, I will leave this tough crowd be. You guys are just hard today. Hard audience. So, anyway, I will go back over and see if the ice cream boat is still there. And we will carry on from there. Yep, there is an ice cream boat there. So if you haven't got your ice cream fixed yet, you can go do that. Calm down. Scooter is here. Video reel. Welcome. And I didn't see Scooter anywhere. That's all okay though. Anyway, go get your ice cream if you need to. You can see it. There's your ice cream boat over there. So head down the road down here and make a left, and you'll get down to the ice cream boat. Anyway, we see Sakurajima still very quiet. A beautiful blue sky there in Japan today. Hopefully a little bit warmer for them than it was yesterday. Anyway, Taal volcano is not showing right now. Let's take a look at Yellowstone. Of course, Yellowstone is in the dark. So Yellowstone National Park, you can go to that website if you wish. All you have to do is type in a little signed a joke tag failed. Yeah, sorta. It's okay. All good. Pixelated. Of course it's pixelated. Refresh or set your settings to the non-pixelated mode. Shouldn't be pixelated. You should be seeing us in a wonderful, what is it, 1080p. There we go. Anyway, Yellowstone, type in Yellowstone and that you will see what you've got there. Or Jellystone if you like. And that'll bring up the link for that wonderful one. And go from there. And there, Piggy did it. Excellent. Thanks, Piggy. And that will get you to that site. Of course, there's over 500 different geysers active there in Yellowstone National Park. But because it is nighttime, we can't see very much. We do see a few of the plumes right in here. But it is so dark, we can't tell. And the parking lot is empty. Nobody's there. They've abandoned it. So, yeah. The only thing you're going to find there are buffalo and Sasquatch. And maybe a few bears. I don't know. I haven't been down there, so I don't know. Anyway, let's go to Hawaii instead. It's a little warmer there. And Hawaii is, of course, being its peaceful self. This shot, of course, from 1851 yesterday. That is the lava pond in the caldera of Kilauea. The lava usually pours in at this end and forces itself over in that direction. We do see some brighter spots. That, of course, where we see it bubbling up. That's where we actually have the lava draining underneath, and the gas bubbles coming up and breaking up the crusted over fresh, thinner surface that is crusted over, of course, and doing its thing. Not very visible there as far as the toe area is concerned, so lava levels are still very, very low. Let's refresh this real quick, and we will see what it looks like right now during the daytime. And that is it there. So yeah, more lava flow coming in. You can actually see that one very well where the flow pattern was. There's just a few cracks in there. Not seeing too many spots. There is one here where it's probably draining out. Maybe one over there where it might be draining out. A very, very low level here in the toe area, and you can see it's not coming up, and we're still waiting, and those lava workers are just not supplying that fresh lava. I don't know if they're on strike or they gone on holiday somewhere else or what the heck is going on. Anyway, we do see these cracks still expanding slowly day by day. And of course, that means this whole chunk here is seeping downward. And we also know there was another crack over here, but that one is a little harder to see in this picture, but it is there. So we'll likely see this whole area either sink or break, or we need more lava to go up and down in here to move that. Otherwise, it's not going to do anything with it. But hey, it is what it is. We haven't seen this thing fill up for a few weeks now. And hopefully we're going to see a new fresh lava and that wonderful Kilauea soon. Let's take a look at this shot. That's from last night. It's so dark you can't even see the primary vent or the Hornito right there. Refreshing that to look at it during the day. There's the primary vent. And the Hornito smoking a little, but not as much as not producing any lava anyway. We do see some smoke coming out of the wall, kind of sconces or whatever you want to call it over here. It's coming up the cracks and stuff like that on the edge of the caldera wall, which is kind of interesting, and it continues to do that. Same thing with at the back here. And we are keeping an eye on these other ones that are steaming as well. And that is always interesting to see the stuff way back up, smoking out there. So pretty cool. Let's take a look from this angle this way. And that is this shot. And of course, that is from last night. Very hard to see the primary vent. The lava pond doesn't look very good at all. Must have been smoky. And we only see tiny spots over there. Going to refresh that. Take a look at it from now. But nope, that is what we're stuck on. We don't get a now picture. Nope, that's it. And let's pop over to the thermal. This one was from yesterday. Hopefully that will refresh. And we again, here is where the Hornito is. Primary vent is here, the toe area, and of course the lava pond. And that is what it looks like right now. A little sharper, less smoke in that shot, so it definitely looks better, but still no lava. Primary vent right there. Hornito right there, and then of course the toe area, it is more noticeable here, but still a lot of lava missing. So the depth, about 5 meters worth of lava in that lava pond, is not there, and I want to know who took it. Anyway, popping over, that is Kilauea. Let's pop over to Mauna Loa. That was last night, and we couldn't see anything at 1846 or 6:46 p.m. It was dark already. But this is right now, or very close to it. We do see the humongous caldera, and that is Mauna Loa. And not too much going on there either. Let's see if we can take a look. I'm going to refresh that. That's not right now. That was yesterday's. I didn't zoom back in to it. Let's see if we can have a look real quick and see what it looks like right now as far as the thermal. And there we go. So again, a temperature gradient on the side. You see the lighter stuff up above 40 degrees Celsius, and not really, really hot. Anyway, that is what we've got there. Some of these rocks reflecting some of that sunshine. This is not lava. This is just, well, it is lava, but it's cold lava, sorry. I shouldn't say it's not lava. It's not hot lava. And neither is this. It's just the way they've got the temperature set on the thermal camera. And of course, that is what we're looking at. Gives you a little bit of an idea. If there were big white patches out here, I'd start getting concerned. But we're not seeing anything from it whatsoever. Let's go over and take a look at some earthquakes in Hawaii. And maybe that will shed some light on things. Pop over there. Silversmith, a happy Thanksgiving to all. And yes, it's actually Thanksgiving, the eve of Thanksgiving for those good people in the USA. And some of us have already celebrated our Thanksgiving last month, which of course here in Canada we did ours in October, so we're already done with it. I do like the idea of November better, but hey, you know, it's the Canadian thing. It really was confusing at first though when we came to Canada. Anyway, let's pop over to the earthquakes. Before I go to Hawaii though, I just wanted to point these ones out. We actually do see them. We see a 5.1, and that is in the Norwegian Sea area. That is north of Iceland. I just wanted to pop that up there. And we had a 4.7 near Svalbard, and that was from 1500 is the time on that. And then we had the brand new one, 4.9 from 1731, just to point those out. But let's go over to Hawaii. So that is up in this area. And of course you see the other ones here around the Azores. That didn't show up on any of the other maps either. One on either side. Azores are right in the middle here. But all good. Let's slide over and have a look in Hawaii. Kevin Haynes gifted one of membership there. Thank you, Kevin. That is very kind of you. And gifted one. And we'll see who ends up getting that gift of. And hopefully someone really cool. That means just about anybody in here. Anyway, there's our Hawaiian Islands. And we do see that it is there. And let's zoom in a little bit. And of course, there is Oahu, Maui, and then of course the Big Island. And looking at what we've got, let's start out in Pahala, of course, and we will go through those. Those ones here in, oh, Cynthia got the gift. Way to go, Cynthia. That is awesome. And thank you very kindly, Kevin Haynes, for throwing that 1 month membership out there as a gift. Very kind of you, and congratulations to Cynthia for getting it. That is cool. And let's have a look here. So Pahala area. Pahala is right there by itself. But we will take a look at the entire area. Normal depths that are in these are from about 26 kilometers down to about 37 kilometers. So let's take a look and see what we've got. This one is a 2.3 from 44 minutes after midnight. And next one up, 1.9 from yesterday, actually 21 to 53. This guy here, 2.2, 5:52 a.m. today. And then we've got a 1.8, 3:21 is the time on that guy. Then this one here, 2.4 from 2:07. And then we've got this one, 1.8 from 56 minutes after midnight. And we see this one right on the edge here, 1.7. And that was from yesterday at 20:06. And then this guy here, 2.4 from 6:53 a.m. Let's grab this guy while we're going up the hill. 2.5. And that happened at 12:34. This one, though, is a lot shallower. It's only 8.6 kilometers below sea level. Going up here onto Mauna Loa, we only see one quake up there that is new. That is this one, a 1.6, and that is from 12:18. It is 1.3 kilometers above sea level into the mountain. Anyway, we did look at this guy. He kind of had a friend. Let's sliding down the hill a little bit towards Kilauea, and that is a 2.0, what is it? 3:38 a.m. 2.1 kilometers below sea level for that one. And then getting into our wonderful Kilauea right there. And there it is, 1.8 from 8:57 this morning, and that is 6.5 kilometers below sea level. And that is the only one we see in that area. So that is it for Hawaii as far as earthquakes are concerned. And we will zoom out and kind of leave it as that for those guys. And we will carry on with everything else afterwards. We'll go through the other newer quakes, as well as pop over to the Canary Islands, and then have a look at the volcano chart around the world and so on. So stick around, be good, be kind. And Piggy, I see you had a 4.3 in Cyprus. Hope you didn't feel that. And welcome, Judy McClelland. I see you there. Good to have you on board. Okay, it is break time, you guys. So I'm going to put you back on the canned lava. And I am going to go take a 5-minute break or thereabouts. Keep smiling, everyone. Be good. And play nice in the lava. I heard something beep. I'll have to check that out. And I'll be back. I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. If you haven't hit that like button, give it a quick bump. Subscribe if you feel we've earned it. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Thanks. And there we go. The microphone is back on. Now, welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching VolcanoX live stream. And of course, on the screen right now, you're seeing the archive footage from Cumbre Vieja from last year. Since we don't have anything really erupting right now that is making wonderful plumes of any type, and we would really love to see that. Thank you for the welcome backs from Sasha and Sue Hayes and Kevin Haynes and Grandma B and Philomena. Thank you, and that is all cool. And we will carry on, and thanks to Kananaskis country as well. Fine lava memories. Yeah, they are indeed. And Grandma B, I like the idea of your two-half type pie pan. That is pretty awesome. And that would be really actually very good. A little harder to make since typically you make filling for one whole pie. But still, that would be pretty cool to do just two halves at one shot. Of different kinds. I like that. Cherry and apple. That'll work. Email it to me, Grandma B. Teleporter. Something. Anyway, let's go back over to our earthquake map, and that is what we were going to take a peek at. So we'll have a look there and see what's shaking around the planet. Of course, we already pointed these two out up here in the top near Iceland, and actually it's three up here, but that is nice to see in a way, but also kind of not in the right spot. I wanted to be here. And of course, something that we do have to mention is you see the way the mid-Atlantic ridge kind of goes through. Well, this is right on a corner, and that corner, of course, there's Katla, and that is unfortunate that we didn't see any kind of an eruption there. Would have been really, really nice to see Katla popping, but in a way, I guess it's good for the people that are living there. So let's start out with going down the western coast here of North America. We do see some small activity up in Alaska as usual. Same thing along the coast of California and all the way up from Vancouver on south. Nothing new really, and nothing big. There are a few newer ones, but nothing big. We do see down here 4.1 Guatemala coast area. Yesterday's from 1939, 60.6 kilometers down. Then we've got a 4.8 off the coast of Nicaragua, and there it is. You can see how far away it is. And 4.8, 1:08 a.m. and 53 kilometers down for that one. Then we see a little bit more activity here in Peru, 4.5 from 2107 at 227.7 kilometers down. This one here in Argentina, 4.5. Oh, that's actually Bolivia. I was close though. But 4.5 to 21 is the time on that one. 532 kilometers down. That's a very, very deep quake. And this one here, 4.0, that's in Chile. 43.3 kilometers down, 36 minutes after midnight. And then we've got a 5.0 there in Chile from 153. And that is 82.6 kilometers down from today. South Sandwich Islands, of course, another 5.1 down there from 2 minutes after midnight, 35.4 kilometers down. And today we are seeing a little bit more activity down here on the Kermadec Ridge. New Zealand looks not bad, no new quakes, but this one, Kermadec Islands, 5.1, and that happened today at 13:53. and that is 21.2 kilometers down. This one here, Kermadec Islands again, or the Kermadec Ridge, if you want to call it that. That is from 1422, the time on it, and 35 kilometers down for it. This one, not sure they're going to say, they're calling it Fiji. I will say okay. 4.9, 8:37 a.m., 553 kilometers down for him, and nothing else in that region. And then we go over here towards Papua New Guinea, about the Solomon Islands. First, we've got a couple there, and that is 13 minutes after midnight, 4.9 and 29 kilometers down. The other one is also 4.9, 1336, 23.3 kilometers down for him. Papua New Guinea had this guy, another 4.9, and that was from 1703. 107 kilometers down. Then off the coast of Java, we do have a couple here, 4.5, 34.5 kilometers down, 8:02 a.m., and there's the other one hiding underneath it, and that is a 4.6, 6:27 a.m., 3.3 kilometers down for him, and that is kind of, I don't know. That's Merapi over here, and just so you know. And let's zoom back out, and we'll take a look at the other ones. This is fairly close to Ibu and Dacono, 4.7 in the Philippines. 21:04 was the time on that, and that is 91 kilometers down. Sliding up towards Japan, 5.2. And 9:52 was the time on it, and that is 12.9 kilometers down for that. And right in Japan, I don't know if it's right on, yeah, it is right on the land. A little shaker right there, 4.2, and that is from 12:33 and 84.3 kilometers down for that one. And that is a fairly small one. These people probably just said, oh, that's just a 4.2. Not bad. Anyway, we see this one up here in the northern portions of the Sea of Japan, 4.8, 9:26 was the time on it, and 246 kilometers down for him. And getting up in the Kuril Islands, 4.5, 9:44 was the time on it, and 65.3 kilometers down. The other one, 4.9 from 1532, 101.6 kilometers down. We don't see any more new ones here at the corner of the subduction zone, and really nothing much more happening in those areas. We do see this new one here in Cyprus, and that is a 4.3. Piggy did not feel that one, so that is okay. And that one was 10 kilometers down. In other words, they don't know. And then this one here, though, 4.5, Western Turkey. Piggy may have felt a little of that, but hopefully not. Anyway, it happened at yesterday, 20:50 was the time on it. And I don't think she mentioned anything, so it should be all right. Anyway, that's our earthquakes for that map. We do want to go over and have a quick peek in the Canary Islands, and we'll refresh that, see what it looks like now. I want to zoom out just a little and see if this guy is new or not. No, a couple days old already. Not going to worry about him. Let's take a look and see what we've got going on in La Palma. And really not a heck of a lot as far as earthquakes are concerned right now. So the two that we see from on the 23rd are this one, 44 minutes after midnight, 21 kilometers down. That's quite deep, and that is a 1.5. Then the other one is a 0.9, 10 kilometers down, and you can see where that circle is around it on the western side of the island there. And that was 56 minutes after midnight. Then because they're in the future already, 2 kilometers down for this 1.0, and that is 3 minutes after midnight. That is sitting right there in Cumbre Vieja, the volcano somewhere right on top of it, and possibly a collapse of some tubes or something that are there. And of course, that thing is still cooling down. It's going to take another while before it cools off the rest of the way. So that's it for earthquakes. Let's pop over to the volcano map, and I'm going to do a real quick refresh on that so we can see exactly what's going on. Close some of those ads off, and we'll get that. I wonder why they're always showing women's clothing on here. It just doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't. I close them all the time, so it doesn't make any sense. What is this? When did this happen? Reno, Alberta? Where the heck is Reno, Alberta? A 4.5. I didn't feel anything. What was this? 4.5, 5 kilometers down, and happened at 7:22 a.m. Well, we certainly didn't feel it here in Edmonton. Let's just zoom in and kind of get an idea where it is. If we put this on, what is it, street map, that'll help. Okay, that's Edmonton. That's where the 4.5 is. And that is near Peace River. I wonder if they're doing fracking up there. I do believe they are, but I don't know. That's a little odd. Anyway, let's put it back to what we had, and I think it was on hybrid or something. Let's zoom back out, and we'll take a look at the other ones, and the volcanoes. Yeah, fracking, there's a lot of that going on here, and I don't really approve of it, but, you know, hey, who am I? Anyway, looking at what we've got, Central America, everything is still pretty normal. Nothing new showing up as far as volcanoes. Still see Pele and Sofia over there, so that's all good. Nothing new here in New Zealand, and Tofua and Home Reef are still there. Our Vanuatu guys are still working away. And I think we're missing one in between here. They've taken it off. There used to be a yellow one there in the Papua New Guinea area, but that's okay. Luolatak's still there. Raun and Semeru, Marapi, and Krakatau still in their places. Ibu and Dakono still are working away. There is Taal volcano. And of course, this one, the Ahai, and Nishimoshima are still an orange. Suwanosi-jima and Sakura-jima still there. Nothing new here in Russia either. And of course, nothing new there. But speaking of Russia, we did have a look at the one from where's Pavlov right there, and we did see that lava flow, and let's go back over there. So that's the satellite shot looking at the lava flow, but we did have this shot here, and that is from Shivelish, and that is continuing to pop every once in a while. So my name may be removed. Yeah, I think that could be it. Could be. Anyway, that is kind of what we're seeing there. I just wanted to point that one out. So Shivelish continuing to No, hang on, sorry, that's Ibico, that's not Shivelish. Ibico, that is this one down in the other spot. Let me get on that. Ibico, not Shivelish. That was my bad. Waiting for the map to switch back over. And there, Ibico. Let's zoom in on it. This guy right here. So there you go. Ibico was that picture, my bad. And I thought it was the other one. I was looking at pictures of Shivelish today as well, so that's probably why I was thinking that. Anyway, let's leave our wonderful volcano map be. There's really nothing new that we're seeing. Erebus is still there, and the Heard Island volcano, Piton and De La Formes and Reunion Island, and of course our wonderful trio here in Sicily, and of course that is Etna, Volcano, and Stromboli. Stromboli is actually Italian, and the other ones. So is Volcano, but well, Sicily, Italy, it's all the same. It's all Italy. Anyway, there's our two, and neither one is erupting. We need another one right there. Right there. You know, right there somewhere. That would be really nice for Christmas. Santa Claus, give us something for Christmas. Calla Lily, welcome. I'm glad to have you on here. Pavlov, drooling. Yeah, it's throwing out some stuff. Nothing too fancy though. Anyway, let's take a look. Maybe we can do a real quick job on our SO2 map here. If we can get it reloaded real quick. And that is the old one. Let's refresh it and see if we get a new one. And that is a new. Okay, and they are still telling us we're going to get a snowflake on Saturday. Anyway, there we are. We're seeing what we have, and actually Canada doesn't look too bad. Neither does the United States as far as SO2 is concerned. And looking here in Mexico, those wind currents again are going kind of in a funny direction around here, keeping a lot of that SO2 over top of central Mexico. And that, of course, is from Mexico City as well as Popocatépetl. We see these guys down here along the Central American western coast. They are continuing to push into the Pacific, and everything down in South America here, for the most part, pushing inland, which is you know, kind of odd, a little bit backwards. Normally we have that all coming out into the Pacific as well. Not till you get down here where we see it come out into the Pacific, but it is still driving most of that back across the continent, or right, keeping it real close to the mountains there in Chile. Anyway, we see here not anywhere as much coming off of a White Isle volcano, and Tofua even looks like less today as well. Same thing goes for Leo's Barbecue, not on. Yeah, down in Melbourne, of course. And we are still seeing the coking plants here in north of Sydney continuing to do their thing. Eoba still working away, throwing out a lot of SO2 here in Vanuatu. And Papua New Guinea, pretty normal looking, and the same thing goes for Indonesia. Of course, Java being the place, Semeru has most of that SO2 output. And of course, then we get over here, and that is Ibu and Dakono producing those clouds. Pretty much normal there in the Philippines, not going to bother with much. Sakurajima, or Suwanosejima, and Sakurajima are making those plumes. Standard stuff here in China, and very minimal amounts coming off of the Kamchatka Peninsula, so a lot easier going. Quick peek, South Africa, still working away, gold smelting plants. A little bit heavier there in the DR Congo today. Urta Ale may also be working a little harder, or it's just the wind currents are actually bringing that down. And of course, refineries here and Kuwait and Baghdad and Tehran and those places, they all have oil refineries. A lot less coming off of our wonderful Etna, and Etna is really calmed down. Same thing with our Stromboli, so they are not anywhere near as bad as what it used to be. Looking here, we do see higher levels in northern Germany, Poland quite heavy, and some of that is into Denmark as well. Looks pretty clear out there though for England, and pretty clear for Iceland, but we see that plume here is that came around like that and ended up over here. I don't know. Yeah, hopefully that'll disappear for them. Anyway, I'll leave that be for right now. That is time for a break, and we will come back and do the weather after the break, and we'll do that whether or whether or not we like it. Get it? Weather, never mind. Bad. You're a tough crowd today, you guys. Anyway, it's break time, putting you back on canned lava, and let's throw some music back on. Oh, I don't like that song. I don't like that one either. That one works. Okay, so as we enter the season of gratitude, I'm grateful for all of you. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Be back on here Friday. Cynthia, enjoy your Thanksgiving, and hopefully everything goes well and everyone is at peace and happy munching away, and be kind and be careful, of course. I'm going to take a break, you guys. Be good, be kind, and don't go away. We're going to do the weather after the break. I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Hit that like button if you haven't done that yet. Thanks. I'll be back. there we go. The microphone is back on. And welcome back, everyone. I'm glad to have you all here. And Tom Caruso, you moved to Australia. Just whereabouts in Australia? It's a big continent. I just curious if you were near someone that we might know, like Leo or somebody else. Anyway, Oz and Brisbane. Oh, so you're close to Oz. That is cool. Oz is in Brisbane, so very cool. Anyway, thank you for the welcome backs from Sasha and Sue and Kevin Haynes and Philomena and Colin. And I hear you from Sharon Stewart. Awesome. And Klaus saying goodbye at 3:15 in the morning here. Wish everyone a good time and a good day or good night. All right, Klaus, guten Abend, and get some good sleep there, and hopefully everything is awesome. Yep, yep, Tom, you are fairly close to Oz. That'd be pretty cool. Kim Raudenbush, how'd you get in the door? Oh, wow. Extended Thanksgiving Eve stream. Not really extended, just slow. They've actually been lasting about 3 hours. So that's what we've got. Anyway, speaking of getting going at things, let's see what we've got. Doc, how come you don't know how to pronounce my name now? It's Philomena. Philomen. I said Philomena. Is there something wrong with that, Philomena? I didn't say Philomen. Rewind the tape and you can hear it. Anyway, might have been moving while I was doing that. It could have been. But anyway, I'm not going to worry about that right now. Let's get into the weather and carry on with it. So there we go. We see that it is still fairly chilly there in the middle of Greenland. Not going to worry about those guys. Cold creeping back in the northern portions of Alaska, sliding down into the Yukon as well there at the top edge. Warmer temps, of course, in the bottom portion of the Yukon. Same thing with what we see in the very low portions of Northwest Territories until you get over here to Nunavut, and it's all good, no worries. Okay, cool, Philomena, and no worries. And it could have been just me moving around, or maybe not talking straight into the microphone. Sometimes I just don't do that. Anyway, looking at the western portions of Canada, we do have reasonable temperatures for this time of year in British Columbia and of course Alberta, even in Saskatchewan, even though it's a bit below zero for being November 23rd. That is actually not bad temps, and we are seeing that is all good. It's not really cold till you get over here. Southern portions of Ontario here, they've got a cold spot, but the other areas look like they are just above freezing. Toronto coming in at about 3, Montreal -2, Quebec as a -14 or thereabouts. Very, very cold. And when we get back to the other places like New Brunswick, we are seeing 13 for colder temps. Cole Harbour coming in at -2, and we can see that there on the map. That's pretty awesome. At least it's not -22, Sue, and I'm glad that it is still a little bit warm, but that air, of course, that low was helping to draw all that cold air down, and of course it's pulling it over Newfoundland as well. They're not faring as well as you are there at Cole Harbour. Let's take a look at the western side of the United States. We see they've warmed up quite a bit, 7 in Portland, and of course San Jose about 13 right now. LA showing 14, 15 degrees, a little bit warmer. And I'm sure here in Death Valley they're probably about 15, 16 degrees, maybe 17. We'll see how that works. And no, Dr. Fox saw me. He's hurrying to get finished. Yep, as quick as I can. Yeah, because I seen Kim come in. 17 in Mexicali, 16 in Death Valley. Thank you, Sue. And Las Vegas warmed up a little bit. They are now 13 instead of single digits from yesterday. Looking at 15 in Phoenix, and 14 down in Tucson. We can see that cold line cut off right there, and that is going all the way into New Mexico. It looks like the cold is actually kind of starting to get pushed up a little bit again. Texas has warmed up a whole bunch, 17 down here in Houston. San Antonio about 15, Dallas coming in at 12, so a lot better. We see out here on the coast, they had that big storm there. I will see where it went. We do still see that circulation, so not so good for those guys. Anyway, not bad temperatures in the bottom portions of these states here. So we got Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and then looks like the bottom end of Georgia, not that bad either, with 17, 19 degrees, depending on where you are. But the northern portion still hanging in that cold stuff. And we get out here to South Carolina. They're still not all that warm. Grandma B coming in at about 7 degrees Celsius, so that'd be pretty close to not quite 50 degrees. I'd say 42, 43 Fahrenheit, something like that, or close to 40 anyway, right in that ballpark. Looking at Virginia Beach, about 13 there. Baltimore making it to 6. New York only 6 or 7. Boston being a lot colder at 2 or 3 degrees Celsius. Down here at the bottom end of our wonderful Florida area, we're seeing 26, 25. Not that terribly warm. Same thing goes with the bottom end of Texas, so still not too warm there. But hey, it is, 'tis the season, and that is how it works. Cooler here as well, and of course La Nina taking care of business by drawing in some of that warmer air and sending it across the pond. And we see down here in Mexico, there's only a couple of spots that are really hot, and the rest seem to be fairly cool. So down here, Acapulco, 28 degrees right now, and that's not bad. I don't think Cancun, 25 in Cancun, that's not so good. And of course, we see more circulations here. We know there's going to be more storms happening. Looking at Brazil and the rainforest area, some moderate temperatures there. And again, we see we have a high pressure here. And of course, that cold air being blasted in against Chile on the bottom, getting into Argentina. But we see the other areas of Argentina are actually quite warm. They are seeing some 30-degree temperatures in some places. Not quite as warm over here in Uruguay and Paraguay. A little bit cooler than the northern portions here of Argentina, but that's okay. And they're still within reason. I mean, it's nothing crazy. It is nighttime temperatures sliding across the pond a whole bunch. Here's that low sitting there. Where's the other ones? We only see that one low right now. And of course, that is helping draw up some cold air from down south. And the cold and warm air mix, of course, creates lots and lots of rain. Christchurch making it to about 18, 19 degrees there. Wellington coming in at about 16. Looking up here, we see about 17 degrees. So not too warm, but lots of rain for them. And again, I want to kind of point out our La Nina for those guys I'm not familiar with how that works. You take a look here, and this kind of makes a triangle. This area in here, we got kind of a triangle pushing all of that moisture across the big pond. So the warm air is going in this direction, and of course we've got some of it being pushed up, but most of it is heading in this direction. That means there's a colder water upwelling down here. It's because it's not being superheated anymore. It ends up being colder and creating colder surface temperatures, and that is pushing everything this way. Hence the reason for all the storminess over here. Anyway, looking at what we see in Tasmania, Hobart coming in at about 17 degrees. That's actually nice. But we do see the western half of Tasmania is warmer than the eastern side. We see Melbourne coming in at about 17, 18. Adelaide 18, coming in at 25 for there in Sydney, and Brisbane, where Tom Caruso and Oz live. I guess I can't call it Ozland anymore, but that's 28 degrees right now. Tom, you moved into the right place. It's warm there. And of course, seeing 20 there in Perth. And going up here, we see some of the warmer temperatures up top here. 37 seems to be about the highest that we're seeing. And moving on, we do know Fiji 28, 29, and Vanuatu about the same. Well, actually 30, 31 in here in Fiji. That's pretty cool, or warm. Papua New Guinea, looking at some awesome temperatures as well. Summer is coming for those guys. And looking at, we do have a lot warmer temperatures again for these guys here in Java. A nice day for them. Taking a look at Bangkok, not quite as hot as yesterday, but it's 27 degrees. Thank you, Sue. And the map says 25, so very close anyway. Manila coming in at 30, 31 degrees Celsius, quite warm there. And Taiwan is kind of the cutoff point for the warm stuff. Then we get above that, we start seeing lower temperatures. And 17, 18 down at the bottom end of Japan. And Korea, of course, being Seoul, only a 10. That is going to take your soul right out of you. Tokyo actually making it in at 18 today, which is really nice, but the other temperatures are all single digits for the most part, and that is what we're seeing in Japan. And of course, Kamchatka Peninsula, cold. Getting into Siberia, we see some of the cold temperatures, minus 42 right there. That is pretty chilly. And there was a minus 43 I seen up here as well. So that is a pretty, minus 44. That is pretty darn cold for those places. Don't go there. Minus 45 right there, northern Russia. And yeah, that'll make you think twice about living there. Looking at the bottom end of what we got here in Africa, not bad. Nighttime temps, so they are actually warming up a whole bunch. Same thing with Madagascar, looking good there, but not quite as warm. In Yemen and Oman, UAE still holding in at about 21, 22 degrees for the most part. some really cold areas there in Saudi Arabia. And Iraq has cooled off a bunch. Iran is really cold. They've got a high sitting over top of it, and that's why I ran away from there. No, I'm kidding. I've never been there. And of course, the Sahara Desert, a high, high, and a high, and a high. That is going to keep the temperatures pretty steady as cold. Cairo only coming in at 15 degrees. And then, of course, we are seeing, what is it, about 15, 16 for our wonderful Piggy. And that's a good thing Piggy has got that new stove. She can keep warm. So that is winter time coming. And, yeah, 16 degrees there for her. And we are seeing a lot cooler temperatures, single digits in Greece. And of course in a lot of Italy as well, and likely going to see more snow on Mount Etna. We do see those colder temperatures. Sardinia has cooled off a bunch as well. That's a new Irish monkland. And looking at most of Italy, Rome only making it to 9, Naples about 11, 13, something like that. And about 2 or 3 there in Milano. Bottom half of Spain looks not bad. Same thing with the coastal areas and the bottom end of Portugal. The northern portions a lot colder. And then we see here in France, if it wasn't for this warmer air blowing in here, it would be really cold. We do see Germany, Munich coming in 6 degrees there, and Berlin, 1 grad, 1 degree in Berlin, and Hamburg, 5 grad, or 5 degrees in Hamburg, and a little warmer out in the western portions with 7 or 8 over in Cologne. Amsterdam coming in at about 8, 9. And of course Brussels here in Belgium about 8 as well. So that's what we're seeing there. And going up to Copenhagen, and we see 7 degrees, and that is what most of the temperature is there in Denmark. Sliding up a little bit, and we see very cold temperatures up in the northern portions of Sweden, and of course Norway, and also infiltrating into Finland there. Of course, you see that coming from Russia. Looking at England real quick, they do have a warmer flow again, pushing up and pushing through, and that is what is keeping them a lot warmer. So London coming in at about 9 degrees. Doolin over here in Ireland about 6, 7 degrees. Fairly cold up in Scotland. Wales is warmer. So that's kind of what we've got there. And looking at Iceland real quick, we do see that we on the Reykjanes Peninsula only about 2 or 3 degrees. Reykjavik coming in at 3 or 4, and that is kind of what we see for temperatures around the world right now. Let's pop that over to precipitation, and we're going to do this one real fast. British Columbia, the western coast of Canada, getting nailed, and that is seeping through the mountains, and likely will end up in Alberta pretty soon. We do see that low sitting up here at the top of top of Manitoba, partially being fed by the stuff coming off of Hudson's Bay, and that is in northern Ontario as well. We don't see any snow around the Great Lakes right now, so they're a little better off. Very windy by the looks of things there in New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia, of course, up in the northeast end here, they're seeing some snow. Same thing with Newfoundland, and then Newfoundland, Labrador, they've got that low sitting off there, causing all kinds of problems. moving down into the United States, we see Montana and, of course, Wyoming, and going all the way down here into Colorado. They've got some snow, nothing too severe. We see here in Texas, they've got a weather system moving up, and that's not a really stormy system, just some rain, and that's okay. We don't see very much along the coast, so pretty dry on the eastern side right now. And actually looking at Mexico, pretty dry. There's that low sitting there, and Central America, not bad from the looks of things. And getting into the rainforest, of course, of South America, we do see lots of rain coming down in those places. Bottom end here, though, a lot drier, and that is Argentina, and of course Paraguay, Uruguay, and a good chunk of the bottom end of Brazil. So Argentina looks pretty dry, so it's a good thing they got some water the other day. And of course, as we were talking about New Zealand with the storm stuff, there they are, they're getting all kinds of rain again. It's the rainy season, and Gren Zed has confirmed that. Anyway, Tasmania doesn't look so bad. Only a little bit of rain on the eastern side there. Nothing in Melbourne, Adelaide, Brisbane, or Sydney right now, or Perth. We are seeing this band across here. That is kind of neat, but they, I'm sure, are happy with getting more water up there. And then we see this stormy stuff right there. And of course, the whole area here, you see all kinds of thunderstorms and all kinds of different locations, including Bangkok and stuff like that. By the way, we haven't seen Tony Flabby for a while. I don't know why he's not showing up. Maybe wrong time of the day for him or something, different shift. Anyway, looking at Japan, we see some rain on the eastern side, or sorry, the western side from the Sea of Japan, but also up here in the north, they are getting this, and that cold or low circulation they're doing up pretty nasty. Kamchatka still getting snow, and India not bad looking right now. South Africa a little easier, a little drier. Central areas, it is the rainy season there, so they're going to get that. And of course, looking at Sahara Desert and most of the Middle East, I'm not getting too much rain, but we do see this system in here. So northern portion of Saudi Arabia, and this looks like it's going all the way from Israel all the way back down here, and that is about what we've got. And Piggy is getting rain. Piggy is getting rain. Look at that. That is awesome, and happy to see that. And hopefully she will get some rain there. And anyway, we do see quite a large amount of showers in western Turkey. And more stuff here in Sicily and the bottom of the boot in Italy, getting rained upon. A few spots in Spain and the coastal areas here from Spain as well as Portugal. A few spots up here in France, nothing too bad. We do see this moving along the coastline, so if you're along the coast, hopefully and not too stormy for you guys, we do see this system going through Germany, starting out here in the bottom of the Alps and going all the way up into Denmark, being drawn in by a low somewhere, and that is all the way out here. So let's have a quick look up top just real quick. Snow, Finland, Norway, snow, and Oslo getting about not quite an inch of snow there. Stockholm, a little bit of snow there as well. And Iceland, oh my God, look at that. That is a lot of snow. And that's what we seen earlier on that shot of Iceland, the Katla camera. and new fresh snow in there. So that's what's causing it, and that's what we're seeing. Anyway, that is it for precipitation. Let's just do our last little thing, and that's find the coldest temperatures on our planet today. And we will see what I can find. And it doesn't look very cold down here. Actually, I think I might go back up to Siberia and Russia and take a look. I'm seeing a minus 43, 49, 50. I gotta find the cold spots. Why is it so warm there? Am I not on the right time? Because I see minus 50. Let's zoom in here a little bit, see if we can find anything colder. And holy mackerel, I'm only seeing a minus 50 as a low. I don't know, that's kind of weird. I should be seeing colder stuff. Things that make you go, Minus 42, it's almost balmy there. So, yeah, minus 50 is all I'm finding. I don't know where everybody else is at, but, yeah, minus 50 degrees. And, well, I'll leave it as that. So, Sue found minus 53, coldest temp. Well, Sue, I guess you beat me. So, there will be palm trees in Antarctica. Well, there were originally palm trees in Antarctica, Sue, about 6 million years ago, before it froze over. It was kind of a little bit more up. It was kind of part of Australia. There were actually palm trees there, and they have found remnants of a long ago, when the earth was green. Yeah, there was more kinds of animals than you ever seen. I remember that song, Irish Rovers. Anyway, the ice goddess champion. Good one there, Bob. Anyway, that's it, you guys. It is horribly cold down there. Make sure you bundle up your penguins, and that's okay. Double D, but you're all good, Bob. No worries. We know you can't type. Even auto incorrect didn't help you. Anyway. That's all good, you guys. For everyone here, a big thank you for being in the show today, and glad that you all popped in. Of course, we are going to have another show tomorrow on Thanksgiving, and that will be awesome. And well, we don't celebrate Thanksgiving here in Edmonton. Well, not the U.S. one anyway. We already had ours last month, so all awesome. Good night to Bo, and you are welcome, Sue, and thank you for being out there and for all that you do in the background with sending in some links and things like that. That is always welcome and very much appreciated, so thank you. And I want to say a big thanks to all of you, the entire Lava family, whether you're a member or non-member. You are all still welcome and more than appreciated here, and just so you know. And on those friendly notes, also big thank you goes out to our moderators, Arizona Snowman, Piggy, CND Boy, 24/7 Live, AZ Skies, Gary, and also Joseph. Joseph Fields official, who didn't show up. By the way, if anyone wants to sing Joseph a happy birthday, you can. This is what we had set up for Joseph, and hopefully Joseph will enjoy his cake, but I'm not going to help him out now. Anyway, time to go, and be good, everyone. Take care, and I'm going to put this back on the canned lava, and we'll do our thing. So happy Thanksgiving to all of you in the U.S. and anyone celebrating that. And be good, be kind, take care of yourselves, and most of all, please, please tell your loved ones that you love them tonight, for tomorrow is never promised. I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And take care, everyone, and good night. Oink, oink. Thanks.